And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Okay, first up here we've got fire danger map, and for tomorrow, Sunday, August 13th, for Spruce, it's high here for the Tanana Valley, actually north and northwest of the Alaska Range. Then it fades off a little bit into low north of there, then back into the high to very high for the Koyukuk Valley and the western upper Yukon Valley areas, with high fire danger still back into the Noatak Valley areas, but north and south of there, not too bad. Satellite imagery today shows this strong low pressure area that tracked up toward Kodiak Island, bringing heavy winds and rain into the Kodiak area, North Gulf Coast, and gale force winds pushing into the Panhandle. We had storm force winds out southern Cook Inlet today in the Barren Islands, and with gusts of 50 to 65 miles per hour occurring. Kodiak State Airport picked up, had a peak wind gust of 52 miles per hour earlier this morning, with about 1.25 inches rain falling, and gale force winds on the increase here for the Panhandle, with a good shot of rain, solid rain, moving in across all the southeast coast today, with that's where the heaviest rainfall amounts occurred in that area, with Sitka picking up 3 inches of rain in the 24-hour period ending at 3 o'clock this afternoon, or the 12-hour period ending at mid-afternoon today, while Petersburg, Wrangell, Juneau, Cordova, and Kodiak all had about 1.25 inches of precipitation. So pretty good storm here as we slide into the middle of August, with clouds pushing up into the eastern, east central interior. What's not showing up here is a band of smoke from Kotzebue Sound, extends all the way back across the upper Yukon Valley areas, but some clearing there for the Brooks Range, and low clouds again, with fog covered the north slope out to the Arctic coast. Next system out here over the Aleutians, with clouds and a couple of bands of moisture associated with that. And on the chart today, not all that strong, below about 1,000 millibars, and really winds not much of a factor with it, just a lot of low clouds, fog, areas of rain, showers, and drizzle surrounding the low center there. Then a break here with mostly dry conditions over the eastern Bering Sea. A few showers there, St. Lawrence Island and down along the Yukon Delta coast, with actually thunderstorms occurring through this area as well. Actually, showers and thunderstorms in that band, and thunderstorms over the southwest interior, dropping as much as 1/2 inch of rain in some locations, like Russian Mission picked up 1/2 inch of rain in a thunderstorm this afternoon, and showery conditions down into Bristol Bay. Rain and wind greatly diminished now Kodiak Island, with the front pushing off with a gradient, and low center so close to the island there. But southeast winds on the increase, and especially rain getting into the Kenai Peninsula. Some areas picking up like Portage on down into the northern Kenai Peninsula, seeing well over 1 inch of rain today, but drier up along the Tanana Valley and all the way up to the Arctic coast. And for tonight, or actually for today's thunderstorm outlook, thunderstorms through the area here, the southwest interior, Kuskokwim Delta, Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta, up along the Kuskokwim Valley there, along the river valleys. Now into tonight, front moves inland, weakens here for the Panhandle, so winds coming down, and rain will continue through this evening, and then begin to taper off, become a little more showery, and tend to shut off here along the central and south coast. But rain, windy conditions, especially this evening for the North Gulf Coast, as the front kind of hangs up there along the coast. But winds will be coming down as the whole system weakens. See the low center a little farther to the north now, and coming down up, or weakening to about 996 millibars. 995 millibar low here over the southwest interior. So showers and isolated thunderstorms continue there tonight. Scattered to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms over the central interior. Otherwise, conditions continue to be a little breezy for the western Arctic coast up there. And showers and low clouds, fog, drizzle, Bering Sea, and again in conjunction with this low here near the central Aleutians. For tomorrow, that low doesn't move much, now just south of Atka Island, so no change in the weather out there. You can see hardly any lines on the map depicting very light wind conditions across the Aleutians and the Bering Sea. A little breezier there continues for the western Brooks Range area, especially through the passes into the northwest coast, Point Lay down to Cape Lisburne, Point Hope area. Be a little gusty on the winds. Showers, thunderstorms here in the interior. Pretty cloudy and wet conditions across southern Alaska tomorrow with showers and areas of rain. Another trough keeps it unsettled over the northern panhandle, but drier conditions down to the south with maybe some clearing there for Heidelberg and maybe Klawock over toward Misty Fjords. And for Sunday, thunderstorm outlook here along the Yukon River either side down in the Kuskokwim Valley. Just scattered thunderstorms, or isolated actually. Isolated thunderstorms possible over the Yukon Flats as well. And forecast for Monday, next system tracking south of Kodiak Island there and begins to spread rain with that southwest flow into the panhandle late in the afternoon. Cloudy, showery across southern Alaska, actually cloudy, showery conditions. Much of interior Alaska now extending up to the Brooks Range, a little bit drier out toward the west coastal areas. Dry for the Bering Sea with some clearing going on, except this weak, pesky low there keeping that area light rain, fog, and drizzle over the eastern Aleutians into the Alaska Peninsula, but not too bad. Very light winds over the Bering Sea and the Aleutians, as well as much of interior Alaska. Strongest winds with this system staying off the coast, but this system will push right up into the panhandle for Monday night, Tuesday night, and into Wednesday. And for Monday, thunderstorm outlook along the Brooks Range, Anatuvik Pass into the upper Yukon Valley, down into the Tanana Valley. Again, isolated thunderstorms possible in those areas. Lows tonight for the Panhandle in the 50s and 40s and 50s over the remainder of the state, except a little cooler on the north slope. Upper 30s to lower 40s there in the Arctic coast as well. And the highs for tomorrow, warmest back here in the western interior, 70 to 75 there, say 70 at Ambler, down to up to 75 at Galena. Upper 60s and lower 70s, central and eastern interior, and in the 60s south of the Alaska Range, near 60 for Bristol Bay, and in the 60s for the southeast coast, 50s out over the Bering Sea, and 40s for the north slope in the Arctic coast. And then for the low temperatures Monday morning, really not much change from what we'll see tomorrow morning. 40s and 50s south of the Brooks Range, 30s, lower 40s north of the Brooks Range. And then the highs, mostly in the 60s, coming down a little bit there, but call it 65 to 70 for the Fairbanks area up to the Yukon Flats, eastward to Eagle, and cooling off down into the 50s to near 50 for St. Lawrence Island. And near 60 for the highs on the western Arctic coast there at Point Lay, Wainwright 56, and 60s for the Panhandle, 60s, lower 60s now for south central Alaska, upper 60s for the Copper River Basin areas.